Welcome to the first Innovation for Impact competition. With the launch of this competition, we were looking for innovative entrepreneurs and business ventures who had a groundbreaking idea that could potentially become the next game changer in the Islamic digital economy. There are many entities that came together to bring this vision to life, each with its unique experience, strength, and expertise. The Innovation for Impact competition is a joint initiative by Dubai Silicon Oasis Authority, DSOA, and Thomson Reuters, supported by Dubai Islamic Economy Development Center, DIEDC. And as founder of American Muslim Consumer Consortium, we are honored to be collaborating on this initiative and able to share our experience of holding similar competition in USA for the last 5 years. This unique initiative has been launched as part of the shared commitment between DSOA and Thomson Reuters to support emerging economies by incubating and developing Islamic digital ventures. What you will witness today is the bold vision of 5 young companies whose products could disrupt the Islamic digital space. After screening 170 applications from close to 40 countries, these companies were selected to present today, and you, as the audience, will play a key role in selecting the winner. The winner will be awarded a cash prize of $20,000 from Thomson Reuters and over $10,000 of incubating services from DSOA. I would like to invite Dr. Muhammad Al-Zaruni, Vice Chairman and CEO of DSOA, to say a few words about Innovation for Impact.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحضور الكرام، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بداية، لا تخفى الأهمية المتزايدة للإنفاق على منتجات الاقتصاد الرقمي العالمي، حيث يشير حجم الاستثمار على هذه المنتجات الذي بلغ 1.9 تريليون دولار تقريباً في عام 2014 إلى ارتفاع الطلب عالمياً عليها، كما أنه من المتوقع أن يشهد نمواً نسبته 15% بحلول عام 2020. وتأتي رؤية صاحب السمو الشيخ محمد بن راشد آل مكتوم، نائب رئيس الدولة رئيس مجلس الوزراء حاكم دبي رعاه الله، من خلال إطلاق مبادرة دبي عاصمة للاقتصاد الإسلامي في العام 2013 لتدعم هذا الاتجاه وتعزز من مكانة المنتجات الإسلامية في شتى القطاعات. كما يأتي تقرير واقع وآفاق الاقتصاد الإسلامي الرقمي الذي أصدرناه مؤخراً بالتعاون مع شركة تومسون رويترز ليسلط الضوء على الأهمية الكبيرة للاقتصاد الإسلامي الرقمي، حيث أشار التقرير إلى أن إجمالي قيمة مساهمة المستهلكين المسلمين في الاقتصاد الرقمي العالمي خلال العام 2014 بلغ 107 مليار دولار، ما يمثل 5.8% من إجمالي حجم القطاع. ومن المتوقع ازدياد قيمة مساهمتهم في الاقتصاد الرقمي العالمي بمعدل نمو سنوي مركب يبلغ 17%، ليبلغ 277 مليار دولار بحلول العام 2020. ويركز التقرير على مجال جديد وأوسع اختصاصاً هو الخدمات الاستهلاكية الإسلامية الرقمية، حيث يوجد اليوم أكثر من 2000 خدمة إسلامية تلبي متطلبات الحياة العصرية للمستهلكين المسلمين، وتتنوع بين المواقع الإلكترونية وتطبيقات الهواتف الذكية حول العالم. ومن أجل دعم مبادرات الاقتصاد الإسلامي الرقمي والمحتوى العربي، قمنا بتنظيم النسخة الأولى من مسابقة الابتكار من أجل التأثير، بالتعاون مع كل من مركز دبي لتطوير الاقتصاد الإسلامي وشركة تومسون رويترز. وتأتي هذه الخطوة انطلاقاً من التزام سلطة واحد دبي للسيليكون بلعب دور فاعل في دعم المواهب المحلية وأصحاب الأفكار الإبداعية في هذا المجال، من خلال توفير بيئة داعمة وحاضنة لهم في دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة وعموم المنطقة، ولتمكينهم من تحقيق الاستفادة القصوى من إمكاناتهم الكامنة. وقد جرى تصميم مسابقة الابتكار من أجل التأثير لتكون بمثابة منصة عالمية لرواد الأعمال المشاركين، بحيث تتيح لهم استعراض أعمالهم ومبادراتهم وخدماتهم المبتكرة أمام لجنة من الخبراء وجمهور مكون من رواد أعمال بارزين وتجار زائرين وقادة فكر وغيرهم. الصفحة الأخيرة هاي. ونحن سعداء بعدد الطلبات التي وصلتنا، حيث وصلت إلى 170 طلباً من أكثر من 35 دولة. ونحن متحمسون جداً للإعلان عن اسم الفائز الذي سيستفيد من باقة من الجوائز المالية والهدايا القيمة، بالإضافة إلى احتضان ودعم مشروعه من خلال مركز دبي التكنولوجي لريادة الأعمال، أكبر مركز من نوعه في منطقة الشرق الأوسط، والذي قمنا بإطلاقه مؤخراً في واحد دبي للسيليكون. وقبل أن أختم أود أن أؤكد على التزامنا في سلطة واحد دبي للسيليكون من خلال مركز دبي التكنولوجي لريادة الأعمال بدعم مبادرات الاقتصاد الإسلامي الرقمي والمحتوى العربي وأصحاب المواهب الإبداعية والتكنولوجية. كما أدعو الجميع إلى الاستمرار بمشاركتنا لأفكارهم الإبداعية والتقدم بمشاريعهم الناشئة في مجال الاقتصاد الإسلامي الرقمي للاستفادة من الدعم الذي نوفره ومساعدتهم على تحويل إبداعاتهم وأفكارهم إلى واقع ملموس ومشاريع ناجحة داعمة للاقتصاد الوطني. وختاماً أشكركم على الحضور والإصغاء، متمنياً التوفيق للجميع، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Jazakallah, Dr. Muhammad Al-Zaruni. Now I would like to invite Mustafa Adil, Acting Head of Islamic Finance, Thomson Reuters, to say a few words about this initiative.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Distinguished guests, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure on behalf of Thomson Reuters to welcome you all to the first Innovation for Impact competition, organized in collaboration with our partners, the Dubai Silicon Oasis Authority and the Dubai Islamic Economy Development Center. As many of you are aware, Thomson Reuters has been a key player, a key partner for the government of Dubai, supporting them to implement the noble vision of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, to make Dubai the global capital of the Islamic economy. Under this vision, Thomson Reuters has supported in delivering a number of initiatives in collaboration with our partners. The Global Islamic Economy Summit, the annual State of the Islamic Economy Report, and the annual Islamic Economy Awards are just some of the initiatives that we have helped to deliver. Through all of these initiatives, we have found that one of the fastest growing segments within the global Islamic economy, cutting across all pillars, is the digital economy. We have seen in pillar after pillar established companies adopting digital channels very aggressively, and new technology companies coming into play and addressing many of the lifestyle needs of Muslim consumers with innovative solutions. This is the reason why we have decided to have a special focus on innovation within the Islamic digital economy. After all, innovation is something very close to our corporate DNA. This year, we inaugurated the Thomson Reuters Innovation Lab, a platform which ideas are generated and commercialized. This initiative will help turn data into knowledge and empower decision makers to increase transparency, intelligence, and competitiveness. The platform confirms our commitment to accelerating innovation and entrepreneurship in the Middle East. For us, it is not surprising to learn that the Islamic digital economy has become a key focus area in recent years. Innovation through leveraging technology and digital platforms has become an integral part of the global Islamic economy, enabling businesses to reach large markets directly, quickly, and economically, no matter the size or location of the business. Inspired by these trends, we have decided to take the initiative to go beyond simple research and to create an award that would recognize entrepreneurs that are driving innovation in the Islamic digital economy space and use their example to inspire others. And with that purpose, we started Innovation for Impact competition as a global entrepreneurship competition that focuses on innovative businesses that provide digital or technology services to Muslim stakeholders. We have received over 170 applications from over 35 countries. The applications received cover almost every segment of the Islamic digital economy, such as e-commerce, mobile services, computing, cloud solutions, crowdfunding, content and media, as well as gaming technology and many other segments. From these, we shortlisted 5 that have developed the most innovative solutions. They will shortly be giving a presentation of their businesses to our esteemed panel of judges. The judges represent various industry stakeholders, such as technology entrepreneurs, venture capital firms, incubators, philanthropists, and financial institutions. And they will engage with each finalist to evaluate the merits of their business. The winners will then be decided based on your votes on who you feel best represents the spirit of innovation within the Islamic digital economy. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our partners, Dubai Silicon Oasis Authority and Dubai Islamic Economy Development Center. We are honored to work with both these institutions, who not only share our vision on the potential for the Islamic digital economy, but also commit their resources to its development. With that, I would like to wish the best of luck to all the finalists, and may the best business win. Thank you very much. Jazakallah.
Thank you, Mustafa. Let me introduce our distinguished judges for this competition. Judges, can you please come up and take your seat? We have Dr. Adnan Shilwan, Group CEO, Dubai Islamic Bank. Dr. Adnan. Badr Buhannad, Senior Vice President, Dubai Silicon Oasis Authority. Ihsan Jawad, Managing Partner at Middle East Venture Partners, also founder of Zavia.com, which was acquired by Thomson Reuters. Ihsan. And Ms. Mona Abu Suleiman, leading philanthropist, media personality, and serial entrepreneur. Ms. Mona. I would like to go over a few basic rules of the competition. Each company will present for 4.5 minutes, followed by Q&A from judges and finalists for 7 minutes. When all 5 companies have presented, the audience will be asked to vote for their choice. You may choose the winner by checking the box on the ballot provided to you, and please don't forget to place it when you are exiting the hall in the box which is at the exit. The winner will be chosen with a combined voting of judges and the audience in the proportion of 60 to 40%. And let me remind again, the winner will be given a $20,000 award given by Dubai Silicon Oasis Authority and Thomson Reuters, and an additional $10,000 incubation services from Dubai Silicon Oasis Authority. So let the show begin. Our first presenter is Bashir Khairi from United Kingdom, founder and CEO of CashSeal. Bashir? Thanks for coming faster. We are losing time. Bashir, please begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Bashir Khairi, and I'm delighted to be here today to tell you about the CashSeal story. We all use our credit card and debit cards to shop online every day. Maybe either yourself or someone you know have been the victim of online credit card fraud. Hopefully you'd have got your money back from your credit card company, just like I did. But who ended up losing that chargeback loss is the retailer, not the credit card company. Now, would that retailer grow their online business if they keep repeatedly get hit by fraud? I'm here to show you that our technology will not only protect e-businesses from the electronic payments fraud, but also enable a platform for the cross-border growth of e-businesses across the Islamic economies and the world. We're a team of 18, spread across UK, Singapore, Canada, and Germany, including co-founder Justin Lai and myself. By 2019, the global chargeback loss has been estimated between $35 to $40 billion. But the real cost to the retailer is 3 times over. For every $1 of chargeback loss, the retailer pays over $3. 2014, UAE was topped the list of countries with most credit card fraud, believe it or not, and 500,000 customers, payments were declined, mostly genuine customers. Now, the real challenge is not to stop fraud only, but to strike a balance between stopping electronic fraud, but while at the same time allow businesses to grow globally. Our CashSeal fraud engine has been designed completely differently from whatever out there. CashSeal seeks positive elements in transactions and calculates a risk score based on over 200 algorithmic tests that it performs in less than a second. CashSeal transactions passes through flexible web of fraud tools compared to our competitors' rigid wall of only a few rules that contributes to over 40% of transactions being rejected. Now, that's a huge loss to the retailers. CashSeal only rejects less than 5% of transactions, and for the right reasons. Now, if over 30% of revenue increase for the retailers was not enough, we've gone one step further. We are protecting retailers' chargeback loss 100%. We pay your losses if CashSeal makes the wrong decision. That's the world's first offer, even on the highly risky digital goods market. CashSeal is the only solution who makes decisions on 100% automation based on machine learning and big data, and hence is scalable. Peace of mind is priceless for the retailers to grow their business confidently with zero risk of fraud. In addition to 200 verification tests in less than a second, CashSeal can be customized for the specific needs of the retailers. Our global fraud pattern database has the ability to be shared across all of our customers globally. CashSeal is easily integratable because CashSeal is a software as a service solution and hence easily scalable. It's taken years of R&D for CashSeal to get here. It hasn't been an overnight success. From 2009 to establishment, from global launch 2013, where we support Vodafone, T-Mobile, Singapore government recognized in 2014, and now over 80 million transactions being verified by CashSeal every year. Total global retail sales have been estimated 28.5 trillion, out of which 3.5 trillion is going to be e-commerce sales. And GCC, similarly, 40 billion e-commerce by 2020, and UAE will account for 50% of those. We're projecting over $180 million within 5 years, double-digit growth every year to 180 million revenue and 80 million profits, in line with our plans to diversify and develop the solution for digital banking and insurance markets.
Thank you, Bashir.
Thank you.
Judges, any questions?
So the other judges are very familiar with the financials. So I'm asking a question as part of the audience, really. Why is your algorithms figuring out who is fraud, potential, different from what banks and credit cards would be using?
Okay, so the concept we have is when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at changes. We look at positive elements in a transaction, whereas all the other solutions out there, they are threat-based technology, so they always look for threats, whereas we look for positives. And it's always good to look at the positives, the flip side of things, which is what our global president said earlier. I can't remember his name now. So we look at, and it's completely a new phenomenon. It's the other solutions are rule-based, so they only have a few rules, and those rules can be very easily captured by the hackers, and they can get in very easily. And the chargeback losses are proof that even 3D secure solutions that Visa and MasterCard have given, that doesn't actually at times help, but still there is a lot of chargeback the companies lose on a daily basis.
Bashir, how does your product and services address the Muslim consumer needs?
Sure. I believe that the Islamic economies need a boost in the area of digital payments. And backed by CashShield's risk-free platform that we have, I think now the businesses can grow their businesses cross-border. I think one of the biggest opportunities here is for CashShield is a cross-border transaction. At the moment, if I'm from the UK and I come to UAE, surely if I want to top up my mobile through my credit card, it's going to fail. But with CashShield, we've seen that has been phenomenal results. And with UAE obviously hosting the 2020 Expo, I think millions of people are going to be here and they'll be using credit cards, and it's going to be a key element for cross-border sales of a lot of companies, consumers out there.
So this space is a little bit, it's a bit competitive. There's a lot of players out there, a lot of solutions for online payments. So what's your plan for kind of getting a good market share?
Players out there, as I mentioned earlier, they're only looking for threats, and unfortunately, they have not looked on the other side, which is look for the positives in a transaction. Don't look just for threats, because those threats and those IP addresses, for example, that they've choose as one of the criterias, they're actually restricting genuine customers from coming through the door. So it's not actually about only stopping fraud, but it's growth of businesses, because 40% of transactions rejection rate is a lot, is very high. A lot of people don't actually know, and it's become acceptable. What we're saying is it doesn't have to be acceptable. 40% is a lot of customers that you're turning away, a lot of revenue that you're stopping. And every single solution out there, they're rule-based. And unfortunately, they've been promoted very heavily at the moment, because that's all market knows of them. And CashShield is disrupting that market. And we've seen that. One customer from Netherlands, they grew 1,400% in the last 3 years. And that in itself is a testimony to the fact that, what we've done, it works.
Bashir, fantastic presentation.
Thank you.
I know you're giving us very long answers so that we won't ask you many questions. So I'm the funny guy over here, right? So
True.
I'm supposed to cheer everyone up.
Sure.
But the question that I have is, you've been in business for some time, is it?
Sure. Yes.
What is the level of fraud you've detected so far? You've given us some percentages, but
Yeah.
Was there fraud that you did not detect, and based on which because of your guarantees, you had to dish out money from your pocket. And if you can give us some financials, how do you fund yourself? So where is this money coming from? What is the capital of this company, and so on and so forth?
Yeah, so it has been self-funded at the moment. There's no debt in the business, which is great, and we want to keep it that way for as long as we can. But right now, this is a time where we feel that Cashel needs to grow, and this is a time that Cashel needs to hit every single market, because we've proven Cashel only last year. Although it's been being developed, and as I said, it took a lot of our research and development for us to actually get, Cashel to really prove itself. We launched globally. We launched with Vodafone in 2013. It took a while for us to, to tweak and really, get the benefits out of Cashel. And so, to answer to your question, is that Cashel, we believe that there's about 3 to 4% losses that companies suffer. So the total cost is 3 to 4% of their total revenue. And Cashel is, a Cashel model is 1%, 1 to 1.5% of transaction value is our fee. It's very simple. So we are actually saving 3 times for companies like, for example, an aviation company with 100 million losses. We were actually cutting that loss into, more than half. One third of that, 2/3 that they're going to be.
Bashir, how much money did you lose?
We have not lost any money.
So everything that came through your systems was detected, and your guarantee was not called on.
Even with the 100% guarantee, chargebacks has always been less than what we've made. And I think with growth, that with our global database that I talked about, the more the database grows, and we can globally share that across all our customers, and all fraud patterns from somebody sitting in Africa defrauding someone in the UK will use the same patterns to defraud someone in the UAE. So once our global database is updated on a daily basis, that chargeback loss is even going to be lower.
Thank you, Bashir. Thank you, judges.
Thank you very much.
Our next presenter is Zishan Naseh from USA, founder and CEO of Connect Loud. Zishan, please begin.
Hi, I'm Zishan Naseh, founder and CEO of Connect Cloud. Connect Cloud is accelerating the digital economy using its patented software. If you look at the enterprise IT today, the cost associated with the technology is split across 4 key areas: IT operations, network, compute, and storage. In front of us is the spend from a medium-sized bank. What Connect Cloud does is reduces the spend by an order of magnitude. The way we accomplish this is using our software that converges the capabilities across all the 4 areas of the data center. Beyond cost reduction, Connect Cloud is the fastest time to value. That means for our customers, the buy, deploy, and the management of our software happens the fastest in the market. That is 30x faster than all legacy players out there. 30x. Once Connect Cloud is deployed, the time to revenue is accelerated, which means an application rollout happening in the enterprise data center happens within 1 minute. Yes, I said 1 minute. So just so we can appreciate, with any other vendor, the time that typically takes is 1 month. So we change a month into a minute, just like that. Connect Cloud brought cost effectiveness and the velocity together to disrupt the IT space. where we are changing complex into simple. We did not accomplish all of this overnight. We have been at it for the last 3 years, where we have put together a portfolio of 100 software patents on cloud technologies. We have been developing and innovating on cloud. We have received a lot of awards as well on our innovation by premier analysts like Frost & Sullivan and Forrester. If you look at around us today, we will see that the times are changing dramatically. Small companies are becoming large overnight. And all of them are powered by scalable software. The same scalable software drives the Connect Cloud engine. In the future, people will refer us as the largest cloud provider. We have been extremely fortunate to have very well-respected and well-trusted brands as our initial customers. These are the brands that anchored our product and helped us mature our software. We are partnering with the best-in-class IT vendors. That includes IBM, Cisco, Dell, and many others to sell our product globally. You can go to IBM website today and procure our software. We are a SaaS-based provider. And just like all SaaS-based provider, we foresee exponential growth in our business. To scale better, we have recently opened up an office in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia as well. Our challenges is in brand recognition. As you can expect, it's a journey. It takes time to get the brand developed, and that requires a lot of investment. We believe we are the game-changing software that will accelerate your digital economy. And we would love to partner with you to take it to the next level and bring it and scale it out
Thank you,
globally.
Zishan.
Thank you so much.
Judges, questions?
I'll start. Zishan, that's really exciting, actually, what you just presented to us. So, just to explain a little bit about the service. So, is there the consultancy element of it? How much? I mean, when you go into a large enterprise,
That's right.
how much time do you spend before they can go into the cloud, and how much is the sort of like the non-product?
Yeah, so typically a software like this, when any other vendor deploys, they take about 6 months to deploy the software. For us, it takes about 48 hours. So consulting services is not that much. That's the beauty of our software.
You still have to have people on the spot to do it, right?
Absolutely. We do that right now ourselves, and then we are partnering with Wipro and others to enable their teams so they can provide the installation and system integration services globally.
Right. Okay, I'll go for another question if you don't mind. So you've gathered a very distinguished set of advisors, actually, board advisors. Any of them are investors, or do you have any of them as angels?
Yes.
Who out of the three?
Most of them are.
Okay. Good. Well done.
Two questions. First is with regard to the security of your software. How do you make sure that the software installation, and since it is the cloud services, that you are securing, especially if you are growing and you are going later on to contract big companies and government bodies, how do you secure their platform?
Well, a very good question. So what we have done for security, see, whenever people think of cloud, they think of security. So what we have done, if we have built in network function virtualization-based firewall function within our product. So what it does, it creates a wall of security around the cloud, around the IT fabric. So if you are a government, you have different agencies which have their own applications running. So you can potentially put them on the same infrastructure, and we can do the carving for them. So security is built in.
Second question, how is the financial model of the company now?
The financial, how we charge our customers. So how we charge our customers is through a subscription. We charge per processor. So unlike any other competition or legacy vendors, their pricing is very complex. Just to understand that is rocket science. With us, it's very simple. We charge per processor, and there's typically 2 processors per server per month.
So I'm sorry, you're saying that you have no servers and you're basically splitting between, I mean, I saw that, between 5 servers to 25 servers that you don't own. Right? What happens if there's an issue with those server providers? What happens to the content?
So the content is on the servers. The servers, we have a very nice value proposition where we can run on any type of servers that the client may have. It could be a new server or an old server. The application or the content is resident on the server, right? And we are managing the infrastructure for the client. So if a server reboots, when it comes back up, the content is still there. And we can do other things for the customer in terms of high availability or disaster recovery. We can add those functionalities for the customer as well.
Jishan, thank you. Who's your biggest competition today? So this space is a very, very populated space.
Yes.
Who are you competing with here?
So we are competing. With a lot of different players, including VMware. VMware comes up a lot when we are working with financials and banks. Essentially, we replace them in our go-to-market, reducing the cost drastically. We are partnering with VMware as well in our go-to-market, where we add value to VMware ESX licensing sales out there. It's a big market, as you know, Adnan. It's a $1.4 trillion market. Even if we get a small thread of this market, we would be good.
So what thread of the market do you actually have now?
So we have about a couple of million. That's our revenue to date.
Dollars, yeah?
Dollars. So we have built the product, we have monetized it. It's time. We are looking to scaling it out.
These companies here, they're current customers or people like Oridu and...
We are onboarded vendor to all of these customers.
Oh, these are distribution partners.
They are both. Some are partners, some are customers.
Can you tell us who's your biggest customer today?
Verizon Wireless.
Verizon? Okay. And what does Verizon do with you? Because Verizon here is a service provider, so...
Exactly. So Verizon has both. Verizon has their own Terramark services offer. They use us on their enterprise side. So the enterprise side like our software so much, so instead of for them to use their own product, they use our product.
Have you been approached by some of these big giants to acquire your business already?
Yes.
By who?
Cisco, IBM, VMware.
Okay. And what was the logic that you did not sell your product to them?
We want to get some more time in partnering with them, take the product to the next level. The leadership team, my own and the leadership team goal is to take the company IPO.
Mm-hmm.
So your main challenge is just branding at the moment because the enterprise doesn't trust you as much as the existing players.
That's right.
And how are you gonna address that?
So we are addressing it two ways. One, we're going to do a lot of marketing. We are building out, like we just hired the head of sales from Asia, from Cisco, into our team. And we are hiring very, very high-end leadership. We are giving them high equity in the firm to do that. And we are partnering
Thank
with
you,
IBM
Zishan.
and others.
Thank you, judges, for your questions.
Thank you.
Our next presenter is Ali Dabaja from Dubai, founder and CEO of Hajjnet.
Assalamu alaikum.
Ali, please begin.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I want to tell you our story. And that's the story of Hajjnet and the Salam app. It faced me in my life after visiting a pilgrim who had just come back from Hajj, the second year in a row, and discussing the issues, the obstacles, the process, and everything that he faced. And at that moment, I projected myself into it and felt pure fear, because I knew that there was no way that I could complete this confidently. And from that time, we started to study what can we do with mobile technology to support pilgrims on their journey. And we started to look at the size of the market. The more we looked at it, the more compelling it became. Hajj and Umrah is a $19 billion a year market. It's a very difficult undertaking. There's a lot of risks. There's a lot of confusion. And no common language. So we came up with the Salam app. And the Salam app guides the pilgrim through every step of the journey in a timeline which is similar to Twitter or Facebook, with each box having content or a dua or supplication that can be read or listened to, videos, tutorial videos on how to wear ihram towels, tawaf counter, sa'i tool, and all of this runs independent of having data, because this was a requirement. And when we beta tested, we found out that the data was not moving quickly enough for this to happen. We also have maps and tracking features. Getting lost, getting separated from your companions has been a big issue. Today, through our app, you can track your companions, you can find them. You can find services around you. You can pin your tent in Mina and you can go back and find it again. And you can take Salam back home with you, with the daily features that support you in your day-to-day life. Qibla direction, prayer times, Islamic event reminders. And we have a diverse team, diverse in their profession, diverse in their religion, diverse in their ethnicity. And that's been a very big factor in our success. Now, the Salam app has been chosen new and noteworthy by Apple in 8 countries, best new app in 8 countries, top 10 in travel in 58 countries, and we have a 4.7 out of 5 rating in both stores. We have more than 600,000 unique installs. Last Hajj, we recorded more than 7 million unique events. And this year, we increased the number within Saudi by 50%. And as you can see, we've got global brands as sponsors. And you can see how our sponsorships work. Our sponsors have to provide value to the experience and value to the user. So our opportunities are that we're only monetizing a small region right now. And as you can see, the Muslim world is large. Now, through technology and localizations, we will serve up sponsorships into other regions. And we've just put in localizations that cover 90% of the market. Now, our challenges are finding and aligning with talent and strategic partners in those new markets we want to develop, and growing our team, in-house team, cultivating that talent and finding new talent. Now, our formula is that Hajj and Umrah are a process. Everything must be done at the correct time and place. So we align with the user to provide that information. We're first to market. Our marketing is efficient because it's digital. We've got high engagement. We're simple and fun. And we have top-tier branding, which invites global brands into our environment. And we're a safe advertising environment. And we're moving upstream to provide services to tour operators. Thank you.
Judges, your questions, please.
Assalamu alaikum. So I'm from Mecca, and this is a very interesting application. So can you tell me, for example, how did your application help out in the recent things that happened in Mecca during Umrah and Hajj? with the crane, with stampedes.
Y-
Was
y-
your
We're still trying to find out from users what their experiences were regarding that. I mean, we hope that they were using tracking. We hope that they were able to find each other.
but you couldn't actually get data on when this
Not yet,
happened,
we
whether
haven't.
people were checking in, figuring out routes of safety. I mean, how?
We haven't been able to do that yet because we've been busy since that happened. But we're searching. We're connecting with our users to find out their stories and looking at our analytics.
Sure. Ali, thank you. Brilliant presentation.
Thank you.
So this app that you have, Hajjnet, one of the challenges that you spoke about is, an availability or non-availability of a common language. So your app comes in how many languages?
Right now we have French, Urdu, Arabic, Bahasa Indonesia, Bahasa Malaysia,
Okay, so you've
Hindi.
got. Okay, so you are catering to a larger audience.
Exactly.
And can you just explain how can you track companions within, when there are 2
So
million people? Do you have
what-
multiple apps that need to be
Yeah, what
downloaded?
happens if you and I go together and we both have the app and we log in and connect, we become friends on the app and I can find you and you can find me.
And your app is supported with all technologies today? Android?
Android and iOS.
But I use BlackBerry, so I think...
The problem is you're becoming fewer and fewer.
no, not really. I think we are just going to explode very soon.
It's actually very difficult to be stable just on these two platforms.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Ali. So you have average sessions per users per month at 3.2, according to this. So people are using it throughout the year?
They are.
What for?
They're using the daily features. Qibla direction, prayer times, there's a Quran reader,
Right.
Islamic events.
So you see like a steady, and then you have a spike around the Hajj.
Actually, I mean that in the past that's what happened. But it's being used more and more. Like I said, it's like we want to serve you. We want to use technology to make your Islamic faith fulfillment more safe, informed, and convenient. Okay, but we start on the most unsafe, most uninformed, most inconvenient, which is Hajj and Umrah, and then we want to go back home with you.
Sure.
So you if you're going for Hajj or Umrah, you use the daily features as well.
Yeah, but I mean, if you bench yourself on that, 3 times a month is not a lot by any one particular user.
3 sessions per user per month.
Yeah, it's like less than 1 a week.
Pardon?
It's less than 1 a week.
Well, he prays only once a week, so
Well,
it's like
so he
Qibla,
misses
and
one
this-
Friday.
once you know your Qibla,
But
you
this
just
is an
stick to your
average.
Qibla, right?
Well, that's the average. That's what we have to go by, right?
Yeah, the whole idea is, once you know your direction, you always stick to that direction. So I think direction.
But here is the question: you felt that you have to get away from the core. There was a problem, and your initial thing was that you were in fear of being in that situation, right? And you wanted to elevate that with an app. That's the core usage of the app.
So why
right?
did we go to daily features?
Well, yeah, I'm worried about that. That's what.
The reason is because it was requested. Users wanted it.
Okay.
I mean, one guy said, I was traveling, I opened up the app because I wanted the Qibla direction. So he said, well, we better put it in there.
In Makkah, Ali, Qibla direction in Makkah.
No, he was
I
traveling.
think there's a problem there. But listen, I think it's a fantastic presentation. I told you I'm the funny guy, right? So I'm supposed to make everyone laugh. Where do you make your money from? This is a free app.
Sponsorships,
Sponsorships.
advertising.
Okay. And tell us a bit about your business plan. Where do you want to take this company? Next 3 years, 5 years? What do you have in mind? An
Okay,
IPO?
We're going to move in two directions.
Yeah.
One, with regard to the app, we're going to grow the markets, and we're creating the technology to serve up different sponsorships in different areas, so we can quantify our investment. That's one direction. Another direction is we now you have a group of Salam users out doing Hajj or Umrah. Now the tour guide wants to communicate with them. He wants to organize them. He wants to provide agendas for them. He wants to put push notifications for them. So we can have an opportunity to move upstream to serve that person. Because we've heard from tour guides that you know, I make all my people download the app before they go, because it makes their life easier.
Ali, when is your plan to launch the tour guide feature?
I'm sorry?
When is your plan to launch it? Is it just a thought, or there is a plan in motion?
To launch which one?
Tour guide. That tour guide can use
We're-
the app,
we're-
they can organize.
We're case studying that now. So we need to link up with some tour guides to do use cases. What are their needs? How can we be helpful to them?
With that, will your financial aspect change in terms from sponsoring ship to, for example, selling the special application for
No.
tour guides?
No, because the sponsorship is very important to us because it validates the concept. When we have large brands, like a Swiss watch brand like GG Lecoultre or Detol, partnering alongside an Islamic app, okay, it validates our branding, it validates, and they provide value. You know, they provide value to the user experience. So I don't think we ever want to move away from that.
But is it scalable?
Well, I
Sponsoring
mean,
ship?
a quarter of the world's population are Muslims today, so it's very scalable.
Hey, that's my line. You can't be using
I
my
heard it,
line.
I heard you say it earlier. That's
Yeah,
why I got
did.
it.
I did. It's patented.
We can have one more question.
So I actually need to understand. This is a free app. You have sponsorship. Is there any move towards getting, like WhatsApp started free and then it started charging users after 1 year of use? Any paid features part of the app will be paid features?
Previously we did. We had an upgrade in the map. But what we found is that we really want to scale the business. Okay, and there are opportunities for monetization and scaling. So we don't want to put barriers for users.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Well
much.
done. Thank you very much.
Our next presenter is Abdul Alim from United Kingdom, co-founder of Offer Moments. Abdul, you may begin.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Is everyone ready for some scary innovation? Do you really want to get scared? I'll get onto that in a few minutes. I want to start off with a quick stat. There are more than 5 billion people in the world with a mobile phone, yet there are only 4 billion toothbrushes. So that shows the power, the penetration, the importance of having a mobile phone. We carry around this supercomputer in our pockets every single day, right? Very, very smart. But the world around us isn't very smart. So 2 geeks got together and we thought, hey, let's do something that'll change the world. And we thought, let's start in a garage, because all the best companies start in a garage, right? Apple, Amazon, Google. We thought, let's start there. That's where the innovation starts. So we spent some time. We ran out of ideas and we thought we'd watch some movies. So we watched Minority Report. And we saw Tom Cruise walk through the shopping center and all the billboards started to change with personalized advertising. And I thought, oh my goodness, if we could build that, that would be amazing. So what did we do? For 18 months, we locked ourselves in the garage. Occasionally we came out for a shower. Okay, we needed that. And we thought we ended up building what we believe is the most powerful billboard software in the world. Okay, so my name is Abdul Alim. I was a 13-year-old hacker turned into a government security specialist, because obviously if you can't win them, if you can't beat them, employ them, right? My business partner Shazad, he's a retail expert with more than 10 years integration experience, and we have a great team behind us, tech experts, legal, financial, from the UK. The way it works is a consumer has either our app or a retailer's app or a game and walks towards the billboard. We then socially profile that user, find out exactly what they like, what they don't like, using their social media profiles. As they walk towards that billboard, it pulls down their social media photographs. It could be their face, it could be their cat, it could be whatever it is they want to be. We then advertise based on their demographics on that billboard so we can attract them immediately. We then send on their mobile a voucher to spend at the local retailer at that point in time. So it increases the basket size, doesn't discount it. If you think that was smart, it's about to get even scarier. What we've now built is a brand scan algorithm. So when you're walking through the shopping center, it can scan what you're wearing using a 42 megapixel camera, slice the image up, send it to the cloud, pull it back down again, and build for you a style profile. It knows what you like, what colors you like, what styles you like, what fashion you like, what brand you like. You can read the brand straight off your clothing. So it knows as you continue to walk, the next billboard changes, and the next billboard changes, and the next billboard changes, until it can get you to walk into a store. And inside the store, we put a tiny little tracker, so we know exactly which advert you saw and when you went into that store. Is that scary? A little bit, okay? You could go around tweeting and say, oh, I've broken my glasses. You've had it now. The next billboard, you're going to change it to a glasses advert, okay? It's about to get a lot smarter. For retailers, they can real-time target their advertising, okay? And that means increased sales, target the right people. We're in 2 shopping centers and 20 national retailers. This is just 2 months in. We just finished the software and everybody wants it. We've got 51 shopping centers lined up, 9 premiership clubs, 2 international airports. We can target Muslims wherever they are with products that they want in whichever country they are, okay? Universities want to use it for education. It's all about proximity. The opportunity is absolutely humongous. 280,000 retailers in the UK. We think we can hit over 300 million in our 4th year. The charging mechanism is a Google AdWords mechanism, so it means they only pay for performance. We need a 310,000 investment so we can acquire the hardware. We are right now in the sweet spot of technology. So if we want Dubai to be a part of our journey, inshallah, so please vote for us.
Thank you, Abdul. Judges, questions?
So, Abdul, how do you solve the issue where the billboards are not owned by the shopping centers, they're owned by advertising agencies, and why would they want to give you that space?
So what the shopping centers do is they have a primary space with these billboard companies. And when we went to them, they told us first, guys, we don't want to deal with you. We've got exclusivity with these companies. So we went to Westfield in London. But we said to them, look, just see what we're building first. We went to their offices in London. They didn't take us to the boardroom. They took us to the cafe downstairs and said, quick, we've got 15 minutes. When they saw what we built, they said, forget exclusivity. We want to work directly with you guys. We're building the future here, okay? So they want to work with us because it means direct access to consumers with their internal retailers, not external advertisers. So it's increased revenue for the retailers that are inside and not advertisers on the outside.
It's a very scary billboard, Abdul, I have to say.
Thank you.
First scary billboard I've seen. But okay, so here I am. I'm walking with my wife and my 6-year-old across this billboard. What will happen to it? Will it like get confused or will it?
No. So depending on who has the app, it is a social profile. It figures out.
All 3 have the app.
So they all have the app, okay?
Yes.
So it socially profiles them and finds out who is the most likely to buy. That's the first thing.
Okay.
Second, what it checks is what's
That's your
their
wife.
social.
Oh, it depends.
So what's their social?
Your kid's app will say Pampers.
Yeah, exactly. It could be the kid, actually.
Yeah.
So then it checks their social profile, the male, female, age groups, and it queries all the retailers around them and finds out what's the best match for the person who's walking past. It
I
then
guess
shows.
what I'm trying to get at is, okay, so you got these billboards
Yeah.
that everybody could see,
Yep.
but yet they are at 21 point in time, they're projecting to one person.
Yep. So.
What's
so the,
going on here?
Yeah. So the first person it displays, the most relevant person, on the left-hand side, it queues 7 more people. It then notifies the next billboard. I've got these 8. You get the next 8. So they all work in tandem. So as you keep walking.
But who said that's better than just having a static billboard that project to hundreds of people who are going by?
The shopping centers tell us that. Because they said the biggest challenge they've got is engaging people. They've put their advert for their store card everywhere in the shopping center, and they go, nobody sees it. Everyone is blind to advertising. But they like our solution because nobody's blind to their own photograph. When they see themselves on a billboard, they respond to that straight away. And the youngsters, they got Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and they want to see themselves. You know, when you tweet somebody, you've got your name on your face there, right? So people want fame, and nobody has that unless you're the king, right? Then your face is everywhere.
Yeah.
But those people, we can give them importance, we can attract them, because you're psychologically inclined to look at images, pictures, colors, shapes, that you recognize. If you uploaded it, you recognize it, and then you see it, you respond to it.
Mohammed, so what if, obviously scary billboards, scary app, so what if based on this profiling, something that comes up on screen is very embarrassing?
We have a filtering mechanism in place. So the first filter is automatic.
It's a genuine question.
No, it is absolutely a genuine question.
Okay.
No, you're absolutely right. This is a concern from the shopping center. So we have two filtering mechanisms.
Okay.
One is a automated filtering mechanism, and one is a manual. So a person actually physically checks, two people check, is it okay, is it okay, is it their face? Fantastic. We'll let this one go live. Takes about 10 seconds to verify.
So is your shopping history being recorded? I mean, I remember you said something about your picture and all that stuff. Because then it's not a problem if I choose not to have that app, but if my kids, for example, decide to download it and this becomes part of, they're walking in a mall and the kind of brands that they're wearing or whatever is being advertised to everybody that's in that vicinity. So it's not privacy for them because they obviously want to do it, but for me as a parent, I get concerned.
So
is there an age limit for this?
Yeah, so it's 18 plus, the age limit, but we'd never put any sensitive products on there.
I'm sorry, what?
We would never put any sensitive products on there. So if anything, clothing, undergarments, and those kind of things, it's all about fashion, style, products, food, things like that. So if you're walking through the shopping center and it detected that you hadn't been to the restaurants yet, it can give you a food offer there and then.
So what, it checks if you've eaten or not?
It checks your motion and your movement around the shopping center. So it knows whether you've been to the restaurant section or how long you spent there, and obviously your movement around the shopping center.
So Muhammad, talk to us about security, because I think there's no point now hacking servers. We could just hack billboards.
You wouldn't
because everything is there now.
Yeah, so because I work in security, I know how to stop that from happening. And that's why the government hired me to secure that.
So how did you do that? So is this hackable? Because you've got all data. You spoke about Twitter, you spoke about Facebook. Thank God I don't have a Facebook, yeah? But this is scary.
Yeah, so you can't get into systems unless you have a two-factor authentication system to get into the actual system that deal with it. Then you've got to go through a firewall before that. So it's all behind two firewalls, behind the DMZ. So
but there are people like you in the world who are hackers, right? So
but I'm the best in the world.
Are you?
Can't get past me.
I see. I don't know about that though.
Doesn't mean shall I trust you with my information?
You wouldn't even have to tell me about it.
Question. Now, how does it work? I walk into the billboard. Now, a lot of people, when they are walking or they are busy with their kids or busy with their mobile. So how does it happen? Does my mobile beep or?
Yeah, so
how does it grab my attention?
Yeah, so the first thing it does is shows you a picture, tries to get your attention visually. It then sends a message to your mobile, so your mobile will sound, okay? And what we've also built in is sound layering. So if you get closer to the billboard and you haven't noticed it, we can actually call your name, okay? And only you will hear it. And we know whether you're walking away from it or towards it, and we can change the message based on your movements. So it can get extremely scary, and I don't want to tell you too much because it could really scare you. But this is the future. We've got to embrace it.
I'll make sure you don't win, my friend. Scary.
Adnan, looks like this is for the millennials. We have passed that stage.
No, but so the scary part is that how do we know that somebody wouldn't hack into you and figure out our movements, and then basically my whole life is being monitored?
We're only tracking your movements inside the shopping center. When you go outside the shopping center, we don't track anything else.
And your revenue model is just the ads per engagement?
Yeah, so when you slow down, the retailer says, I want to pay £1 or $1 for every time this person with this demographic slows down in front of the billboard, and that's what they pay when they slow down.
Thank you, Abdul.
So, one more question. I'm so sorry. Just one more question. So you already have it in one mall. Can you tell us what is the revenue in that mall that you've made?
The cost of each billboard is 10,000, and the projected revenue per billboard is 131,000.
How much have you made?
Sorry?
How much have you made?
So we've just put it in 2 months ago. It's in trial mode at the moment.
Thank you, Abdul.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our last and final presenter is Shakir Hashim, co-founder and COO of Schola Fund. He is from Singapore. Shakir, you may begin.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shakir, and I'm the co-founder of Sekolah Fund. Sekolah Fund is a startup company based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Sekolah Fund's vision is to be the biggest higher education financing platform which enables undergraduates to get funded to go to university. The problem is a two-sided problem. On one side, we have millions of undergraduates coming from middle and lower income families who find it difficult to pay for their university education due to two main reasons. Reason number one, there are limited number of scholarships available, especially in the developing countries. Number two, they have lack of access to loans due to poor credit ratings. On the other hand, we have a host of people and organizations with the money who are willing and able to provide funding for the higher educational pursuits of the less privileged undergraduates. However, after engaging with these sponsors, we realize that they face some problems. They don't know how to identify the students who are really in need of funding, and there is no simplified way for them to fund these students. With that, we acknowledge today that there is a huge gap between these two groups of people that needs to be bridged. And that is why we came up with Sekolah Fund. Sekolah Fund's platform enables less privileged undergraduates to get funded to go to university. Number one, we enable them to crowdfund their own scholarships. Number two, Sekolah Fund's platform enables philanthropies, organizations, and companies to create their own named scholarships. The proceeds from these scholarships will go to the higher educational pursuits of these less privileged undergraduates. After exploring crowdfunding and the named scholarships, if there is still a shortfall, we refer them to our partnering banks and financial institutions to get a top-up loan. The team currently consists of 4 people, with a very good balance of business and technical guys who have run companies across countries such as Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. If you're a sponsor, why choose Sekolah Fund? Why can't you go to another crowdfunding site? Sekolah Fund is focused on enabling education for the less privileged. We verify all students before allowing them to even start a crowdfunding campaign. Number 2, all crowdfunded tuition fees are paid out directly to the universities. No more leakages. And gone are the days where we put money into a donation box and have no idea at all where that money ended up. On Sekolah Fund, you know exactly who you are funding and what that funding is being used for. Also, we combine the powers of crowdfunding with the existing loans. This increases the success rate of our crowdfunding campaigns. For the companies who are using Sekolah Fund's platform to create scholarships, we provide an end-to-end simplified way to create and manage scholarships. And this is a perfect way for SME companies to acquire talents at an early age. In essence, Sekolah Fund brings the concept of wakaf and takaful into the Islamic digital economy. There are hundreds of millions of students around the world who need money to go to university. However, being in the seed phase of our company, in the next 18 months of our business, we are very focused on South and Southeast Asia, where there are at least 18 million students coming from middle and lower income families who find it difficult to pay for their university education. And we estimate that there's at least 8 million of them who are actually Muslim students. And let me share with you something interesting. The higher education industry, just in these parts of the world, is an industry worth a whopping 160 billion US dollars. I'm not even talking about anywhere else in the world. How are we then reaching out to these students? Sekolah Fund has been working very hard signing up major universities in Malaysia to become our partner, to refer students who are in need of financial aid. To acquire the sponsors, the people giving money, we have engaged celebrity influencers who spread the word about Sekolah Fund, and now we have reached to 500,000 people in Malaysia. We are also signing up big organizations and companies with huge customer bases to become our partner, to help us with cross-marketing, to get their customers to become our sponsors. Currently, we are only 3 months into the business, and we are crowdfunding volume and creation of scholarship. The total money coming into the platform is about $8,000 US a month. At the end of the year, we will hit $60,000 US a month, and we implement all our growth strategies. We will hit $2 million US a month by the end of the 18 months of this seed phase. Our revenues will also grow in tandem with the growth of our gross funding volume. Currently, we enable crowdfunding and also creation of scholarships. We are signing up more and more banks, and we are announcing one big partnership end of this month for top-up loans. And eventually, as we create the brand of the go-to platform for education financing, we will create the peer-to-peer educational loan platform. Currently, crowdfunding is a relatively new concept. We need to spend a bit more time educating the public. However, the opportunities are huge. It is predicted that Asia as a whole will overtake Europe in overall crowdfunding volumes, and this presents great opportunity for us. With that, my name is Shakir. I'm from Sekolah Fund. Please vote for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Shakir. Judges, questions?
Shakir, I love your idea because I work with a lot of fundraising for scholarships. So I would love to be able to subcontract this to somebody who would actually be able to do it. Yet, at the same time, as much as I love this idea, it seems like from my experience that most people do not fund scholarships. They'll fund a school, they'll fund mosques, but when you're talking about $10,000 to $50,000 school year costs, which is the range from developing world to developed world, people don't do it. It's extremely difficult work. And so for me, it seems almost like, okay, so somebody comes in, a student comes in, you vet them, they get approved. Let's say there's $10,000. You're able to raise for them through their own, crowdfunding, through your own cross-platform funding, $2,000. Then they go and get a loan for $8,000, which puts them into debt. Multiply that by 4 years. And so it's just a way of getting students into debt. What are the studies that you have shown that say that, no, you'll be able, for example, to fund at least 70% or 80%, and then the other 20% would be a loan versus the other way?
Okay, so what we do is we acknowledge that it is difficult to crowdfund a Harvard MBA or Harvard degree. So what we do is we break it down to 4 years. So you crowdfund your scholarship 1 year at a time, and that's what we have been doing. And once you prove at the end of year 1 to your sponsors that, hey, with your $10 or $20, I've gotten these grades, and please fund me again for second year. And we repeat that every year, and that increases our lifetime value of our users. And by that, we also break down the value, and then it becomes easier to fund the campaigns. It's difficult to get them to fund, but I'm actually amazed as to how giving people are. And let me share with you something interesting. Southeast Asia is the most giving part of the world. And in the World Giving Index, India is the highest volume of donations in the world, and also Southeast Asia. And why I choose education is because after religion, the second most funded avenue or funded part is actually education. So this is a good place for us to enter.
So is there going to be a point where you don't get a loan except if they're funded 80%? This is my concern about the loan relationship, because it seems to be very prominent.
Yeah, so now it's all or nothing. So if you don't crowdfund your scholarships, you don't get the money. So we want students to only get funded before they go to university. And we will limit the amount of money that they get from loans. But so far, most of the campaigns have been successful. And we have yet to see that people need 100%. Usually, if they need 100%, they will go themselves to the bank to get the loan.
Hamad, this is a great idea.
Thank you so much.
We've all been waiting for something like this.
Thank you so much.
The holy grail here is this verification.
Correct, exactly.
Right? So how are you doing it?
So these last 3 months, we've been manually checking it. But our team is building an algorithm that scans all the key documents that they upload. And we pick out the details, and we found that something is fishy about the application or the documents they submit. We call up the university or their previous school to check on them. So that is how we've been protecting ourselves in terms of the integrity of the process.
Okay, but I assume that you have already connections with the university.
Correct. Or if not, we just find their number on the internet.
No, the verification is with respect to, you said this is the needy people.
Correct.
So how do you verify they're needy,
All right.
actually?
So in every city that we go to, for example, Kuala Lumpur, we see what is the average household income. You must prove that your family fall below that household income. And this data is presently available. So we ask for tax returns or parents' pay slips to prove it. If they don't have, we won't allow them to go online.
It's pretty manual.
Yeah, but that's why we are using an algorithm to read the documents.
A very interesting idea.
Thank you so much.
And I thank you for doing this and really bringing people who are in need for scholarship and to get educated and get funded. It's very interesting that only $8,000 a month is there for scholarship, and then in 2018 to reach by $2.3 million.
Yeah.
Is this realistic? Is there basis behind it? This is my question.
Yeah, so for example, what is happening in Malaysia is that we studied all the non-profits and charities. In a year, a non-profit serving a poverty cause, for example, in Malaysia, where poverty is not a big problem, they can rake in about $20 million a year. So we are confident that we can do much better than that, because we have the creation of scholarships. We are bringing current scholarship givers to come on board, and also the crowd who's knowing about us. So per transaction, we are getting about 50 ringgit per transaction, and I think that is amazing, and we can always scale that up.
My concern is you started prior putting the automated solution in place, and then once you are big and a lot of people wants to use a scholar fund, and people want to put the funds, that you have a lot of manual work that need to be done, and you don't have the time to go and automate. So how are you addressing this risk?
Currently, our team is fully behind automating the verification process and the paying out process. So, inshallah, we will do our best to get it up and running in the next few months in terms of the verification.
Inshallah. Shakir, I hope that you are successful because I think it's a noble cause. But the question that I have is, yours is a platform. You know, when you call it fund, yours is a platform to make sure that you are getting scholarships funded through contributions or whatever you want to call them, right? Crowdfunding scholarships. But how are you making the money? Because when you talk about automation, you know, you're talking big numbers here. $2.3 million is not small because it's not going to come from one person.
Definitely.
Right? So if you're talking about 50 ringgit and, you know, you can work the math per month, I think it'll require software, it'll require systems and processes. So how are you funding this?
How are we funding this?
Yes.
So for every scholarship that's created on our platform or whatever donations that is made or sponsorship that is made, we take a 8% cut from every...
8%?
Correct. Because, but that is fine. That is in terms of, we compare ourselves to other crowdfunding sites in the market, especially in our region. 8% is relatively fine. So
do you think, Shakir, that the person who wants to contribute would try and do that himself rather than, you know, go through your platform because you are taking 8% of that? So you're taking part of donations, right?
No. So if you want to donate 100 ringgit or $100, we mark it up by 8%. So this fee, like you can always go to the student and do that. But what we tell our sponsors is you're not only paying for a service. We help you verify them. You know, how much of our money we put into a donation box and end up in someone's pockets. I think that should go. So we're doing that verification for our sponsors that your money is really going to where it is needed. And I think that is service that is people are willing to pay. And people are paying us that money. They understand that there is nothing free in this world. Bank charges, transfers, all cost money.
How many students have you, last question, how many students have you funded so far?
So in the last 3 months that we've gone live, 600 students applied. But we've only managed to launch 10 because we only have about 1,500 sponsors. As we bump up the sponsors, we'll bump up the number of students. It takes time, but we can do it.
So there are people waiting, students waiting in the queue?
Correct.
All right.
We said that we can help them now.
All the best.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shakir. Let's give a special round of applause for our presenters and our esteemed judges. Assalamu alaikum. May peace be upon you. Welcome to the winner announcement session of the Innovation for Impact competition, which was held yesterday. Those of you who were here and attended the session yesterday witnessed 5 bold business models which could be the game changers and influencers of the Islamic digital economy. I'm sure the excitement of knowing the winner, who the winner is, has brought you here again. Some of you could be future investors, customers, promoters, or even employees of these companies. We will have only one winner, but we wish them all the best and hope all these companies become successful game changers and influencers in the Islamic digital economy. We have a short video clip on the Innovation for Impact competition.
Driven by the desire to redefine the future of the Islamic digital economy, the Innovation for Impact competition is a global platform for innovative entrepreneurs across the world whose digital solutions are disrupting the status quo. Over 170 applications received from over 35 countries, 5 entrepreneurs, 4 renowned judges, 1 platform, 1 award. The winner of the competition will receive a wide range of cost-free incubation services and will get a chance to fast-track their way into business. The contestants will directly pitch their business for the final approving committee of the Dubai Silicon Oasis Founders Investment Fund. Finalist number 1, CashShield. CashShield is an online payments transaction verification software that protects online payments from fraud and helps companies attain growth objectives. The software is a multi-layered technology with over 200 plus verification tests performed to ensure the highest level of verification accuracy. Finalist number 2, Connect Loud. Backed by 100 patents, Connect Loud's uCloud is a platform that provides hyper-converged infrastructure software solutions to develop and deploy public, private, and time-efficient hybrid clouds at a reduced cost. Finalist number 3, Hajjnet. Hajjnet delivers content and mobile and web products to empower Muslims in fulfilling their faith-based obligations, Hajj and Umrah, in a safe, informed and convenient manner. Hajjnet helps bring the Islamic community together to contribute to the common good. Finalist number 4, Offer Moments. Offer Moments is the world's smartest billboard that changes as people walk towards it, displaying personalized, real-time, location-based promotions or notifications. A game-changing, disruptive technology that is the future of every digital billboard. Finalist number 5, Scholar Fund. Scholar Fund is a web platform that enables deserving undergraduates to raise funds for their university education costs. The platform also allows undergraduates to crowdfund their scholarships. Out of over 170 candidates, only one candidate can win. Who will be the winner of the inaugural Innovation for Impact competition?
I would like to invite Dr. Muhammad Al-Zaruni, Vice Chairman and CEO of Dubai Silicon Oasis Authority, DSOA, and Mustafa Adil, Acting Head of Islamic Finance, Thomson Reuters, members of the awarding committee from DSO and TR. Dr. Zaruni. I would also like to invite our esteemed judges, who, by the way, did a great job, kept the audience engaged, and also asked difficult questions from the finalists. Ms. Mona Abu Suleiman, leading philanthropist, media personality, and serial entrepreneur. Dr. Adnan Shilwan, Group CEO, Dubai Islamic Bank. And Badr Bahannad, Senior Vice President, Dubai Silicon Oasis Authority. Do we have the winner envelope?
The winner is Hajjnet FZE by Mr. Ali Dabaja.
Congratulations, Ali Dabaja of Hajjnet. Ali, would you like to give a 1-minute speech on your journey?
I would just like to say that just being a part of this is winning, because getting up in front of you, and I'm sure all the contestants agree that getting the chance to talk to you about our businesses and engage you, invite you in to support us, to help us, to invest in us, to work with us, is truly winning, and we appreciate all your support. Thank you.
I would thank DSO, Dubai Silicon Oasis Authority, DIEDC, Dubai Islamic Economy Development Center, Thomson Reuters, and AMCC team. This was 3 to 4 months in making, hundreds and hundreds of interviews, and various sessions held with various candidates and applicants. So inshallah ta'ala, we'll see you again next year for this inviting competition. And the audience, you did a great job in selecting the winner. Thank you for participating in the inaugural Innovation for Impact competition.